What up, what up, what up, what up? So we waiting on a few people. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, what's up? It's your boy, J Cobb. What's happening, what's happening? So we're going to have a little fun today. I just want to share with you guys how to overcome and master objections. All right. So for those that are just tuning in for the very first time, may not have no idea who I am. My name is Jermaine Cobbins, and my goal is to help network marketers build their brand in their business using online and offline. Put the number 1 in the comment section right now, and also let me know where you guys are chiming in from. All right. But we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna try to keep this thing fairly sharp, around 15 minutes or so. But it's gonna be packed with value. And I know you guys are, if you're in business, I know you struggle with, objections. I'm pretty sure. And the thing is this, guys, I want to help you guys to not only overcome the objections, but how to master them. All right. So stay tuned. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. So let me get here where I can check comments. Let me get where I can check some comments, guys. Hold tight, hold tight. All right. So we're just gonna make sure we good to go. Make sure we're rocking. All right. Let me get on my phone, guys. So what's going on? What's going on? So if you if you kind of get tired of hearing objections, right? Be sure to put the number 2 in the comments. Say, like, if objections is one of those things that you're just tired of, right? Like, let me know, all right? Because after this live stream, I promise you're going to have a different perspective on objections, okay? Let me just get where I can see some comments. All right. All right, so we good. All right, we're good to go. So first of all, any coffee drinkers out there, if you guys are a coffee drinker, I'm pretty sure if you're an entrepreneur, you're a coffee drinker, but any coffee drinkers out there, be sure to put the coffee emoji in the comments below. And let's go ahead and rock this thing, all right? So, overcoming objections and mastering objections, all right? So, like I told you guys in the description above, I'm going to share with you guys 3 things to help you with this. But I'm also going to ask you guys 3 questions, right? That's really just going to put this all together. But the first thing, guys, that you got to understand when it comes to, objections is understanding what it is. Okay, what is an objection? It may come in the form of the most popular one. I don't have the money, right? Then you follow by maybe I don't have the time. Let me speak with my spouse or my husband or my wife. Is this a pyramid scheme, right? What else? It's a number of them, right? It's just a number of anything that someone gives you that they're thinking that is rock solid, right? Anything that can hinder the closing process. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Let me speak with my spouse. It's the pyramid scheme. What's another? It's like 5 popular ones. I cannot remember that 5th one. I cannot remember. I'm not going to spend time on it. But the first thing is understanding what an objection is, okay? I remember getting started in this industry, guys, and I promise you I was getting, these objections, right? And I promise you for a while, like, I hated objections, right? And I think a lot of people that are trying to sell or trying to recruit, whatever the case may be, objections really they stomp people, right? And that way you kind of lose your posture. You begin to do things that are not congruent with your professionalism or your industry. And not only that, it puts a stigma on the people that you may be trying to recruit, because they're going to think like, I have to say some old pretty cool persuasive type tactics, right? And they like, look, I'm not for it, right? But the cool thing is you got to understand, guys, that understanding what that objection is the only way that you're going to combat this, right? To me, an objection is just a cry. It's just a cry for help. Like, just simply somebody saying, hey, look, help me. And if you understand the psychology behind this, it's going to help your posture. The second thing is you got to understand that you need to pick one strategy, okay? There are so many ways to handle objections, and You got so many products, you got so many different businesses, so an objection in, this particular, with this particular company or product or service may be different from yours, right? So I ain't gonna say I come up with a way, but it's a guy that I follow, and he actually, I'm not gonna say it's the best one, but I find it to be the most effective, right? And I think you can use it in any industry or product or niche, whatever the case may be. And the third thing, guys, you got to remember to have fun, okay? Until you learn to have fun in your business, it's gonna be tough. It's simple as that. It's gonna be tough. Business is tough as it is. Life is tough, right? Growing, stretching yourself, being afraid of different things. That's enough, right? So the best thing to do is just simply have fun, all right? But objections, right? Understand, guys, that when you are confronted with an objection, there are some things that you need to be doing in the beginning of it, right? Before I dive into the 3 tips, there are some things you need to be doing in the beginning. And this was actually, this actually stems from someone that actually ran into an objection a couple of days ago. And the objection was simply, hey, look, I like this. I just don't have the time. I don't have the money, right? So they basically threw out 2 objections, right? And the person didn't really know how to, combat them. Now, keep in mind, they're fresh, right? We've been working on some things, but they're fresh. And typically when you get this objection, you just want to spew things. You just want to dump, you just naturally, we just want to react to it. But that's not how we, that's not how we do it. But the thing is this, when you are encountered with an objection, it's something that you need to be doing in the forefront. And one of those things is gathering that information. You need to be gathering information from your prospect. And I'm not just talking about like, what do they do and things like that, but you need to dig deeper. Young fellow, right? Keep in mind that from the age 20 to 30, it's going to be different. From age 30 to 40 and from 40 to 50, right? So an objection the way you combat an objection with a younger person may be different than the way you actually combat that with someone that's, 45 years old. But the same principle stands, right? But it starts with getting that information. Long story short, you have to understand that if someone gives you the money objection, or the time objection, or any type of objection, the first thing you want to do is you want to agree with them. Okay, you want to agree with the objection. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what does agreeing, how does that help? What it does, it shows a little empathy, right? It doesn't put up this brick wall. So when someone say, look, man, I like this idea, I just don't have the money, you just want to nod and say, yeah, okay, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate you letting me know that and things like that. I know times are hard. Money is tight. I understand that, right? That's the first step you want. You want to agree, right? So don't be like, well, how can you not have the money, man? You got bills, you got this. Don't do that, guys. All right, you're going to run your people off. First thing you want to do is agree. Say, look, I totally understand that, all right? The second thing is you want to isolate that, right? You want to isolate that, and basically isolating that objection is you basically going to tell them like, look, other than XYZ, you're ready to get started. And this is what I like about this objection handling process. If someone says, hey, Jermaine, I like this idea. Look, man, I just don't have the money right now. I'm gonna say, cool, man. I appreciate that, but look, what you're saying is if you did have the money. Right? If you did have the money, you'll be ready to get started. Is that what you're saying? Right? And now you kind of get that person to say, well, yeah. Or if that person said, well, no, I probably still wouldn't get started. Okay, so what's the real reason? All right. So what happens is when someone gives you an objection, you want to challenge that objection. You want to make sure that that's the real reason, because they may just throw something out there, because a lot of people, when they throw the objection out, they think it's rock solid. They think, okay, I got them. Oh, I just don't have the money. And they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'll, hit you up 2 weeks, 2 months. No, you want to challenge that objection. So other than you not having the money, what you're saying is you're ready to get started, right? And that right there is going to make them say, well, okay, well, yeah, right? So once you do this, guys, from that, you just basically restate that to them. So you like this idea. You like the concept. You like the products, whatever you're promoting. So you like it. Other than not having the money, you'll be, all aboard. You'll be all aboard on this, right? And now they're like, well, yeah, okay. So if I can show you a way to get the money, would you like to know how? Now you really cornering this person down into their own objection, right? So a lot of people are like, well, that's misleading people, or it's tricking people. No, it's not. You're basically taking what they're saying and funneling it down all the way to, is that the real reason why you're not getting started today? Is it really the money? And this same objection happens with the time. Let's say someone say, well, Jermaine, I like this idea, but far as getting started today, man, I'm swamped, man. My schedule is super tight. I just don't have the time for anything else. You say, cool, man, I can totally appreciate that, man. Life is busy, right? Things like that. But, other than not having the time, you actually, like this idea, right? Like, yeah, right? So basically, if you could find an extra 30 minutes to an hour a day, you'll be all aboard. You'll be ready to get started with me, right? Yeah, so now you're getting them nod and say, okay, well, look, if I can show you how you can do this in about 15 to 30, 45 minutes to an hour per day, whatever your time to do your business, if I can show you how to free up that time, would you like to know how? And if so, then you show them. You show them how, with a limited amount of time, they can build something that will free up that time. Because if someone said they don't have the money, look, that's a problem. Not having, spending minimum amount of time with their family, whatever the case may be, that's a problem, right? So same thing. Let's just say hypothetically you get someone that wants to speak with their spouse. This is the same process. So look, man, I love this idea, but I like to run everything by my wife or by my husband, right? We like to talk things over. Say, look, I totally appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I know people have to make decisions together, but you like the idea. Other than needing to get a yes from your spouse, you actually like the idea. Is that what you're saying? They're gonna be like, well, yeah, okay, well, cool. So the thing is this, let me ask you. Now you want to say, well, look, is there any type of way that we can possibly get, that person on the phone now, right? You wanna go ahead and see, can you budge that person up? So look, is there any way possible we can get your husband on the phone right now, right? And if not, you just want to reschedule. It's simple as that. If you can't get that person to get their significant other on the phone right now, and to get that okay, like, hey, look, I have your wife sitting here. She just took a look at a opportunity or a product, and she's actually excited about it. She's ready to get on board, but she just needs you to say, well, hey, yeah, let's do it, right? And you just more so leading that husband into it. They're gonna be like, well, either yeah, let's do it, or they're gonna say, well, just let me think about it. Right now, you got their objection, the husband's objection. Oh, let me think about it. So say, okay, well, cool, sir. I can appreciate that you need to think about it, but other than thinking about it, you pretty much trust your wife, right? Keep in mind, you got them on speakerphone. So other than you having to think about it, you pretty much trust your wife with decision making, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, so really, it's not really much to think about, but you do trust your wife. You narrowing it down to what is it that they're really thinking about, right? So from there, guys, I promise you, like, any objection that you encounter, I promise you have to agree. You have to isolate it, and you have to restate it. And until you get this process, it's going to be challenging to you, right? So if you guys got value, man, be sure to let me know. Like this video, share this video, and also put in the comment section, there should be a link above to reach out to me personally, guys. If you're, struggling in your business, struggling to get leads, struggling to close more people. The thing is this, I've had encounters where I've closed people right there on the spot. I've had encounters where I've closed people later that day, 24 to 48 hours later, a week to 2 weeks later, right? 2 to 6 months later. And I think my longest I've had someone to come into my business is a year later, meaning I talked to this person, showed them my deal, went in for it. Person sat on the fence a whole year. But after a year, that person came on board. Why? Because of the question that I asked them when they threw out their objection. See, you got to stop being combative with your objection. You got to stop when people tell you what they don't have. Great, that's a problem. That's like, if they don't have the money, then that lets you know that there's something that they're doing in their life that's wrong. And how does it make them feel to not really have that money? If they don't have the time, well, how healthy is that for your relationship? How healthy is that for your kids if you don't have the time? You trying to educate your people like, look, by doing this, you're going to have more time to do the things you love. By doing this, you can create more income, right? By doing this, you can live, that abundant life, or whatever the next level of life. You want to educate your people, say, look, making the decision is by far the easiest thing to do, right? So if you tell people, look, I showed you the easy way, but the hard way, so you just want to make sure that when you get done with your prospects, that you leave something on their mind to make them think, right? That's the whole thing, guys. So other than that, man, I hope you guys got value. I'm out of here. Be sure to like this page. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, there should be a link below to connect with me personally. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, J Cobb. Be humble, be consistent, be you.